All right, here we are with Fernbus, specifically the football team bus driver manager game. Haven't put too many hours into this game. You'll have to excuse me, I'm having a snack. I got a little hungry. Put that away. But the few hours I do have into it were rather enjoyable. So I figured I'd make a video about it. We'll get started here. Resume. So here we are in game after the longest loading screen of my life. Oops. There. Can merge back onto the highway here. Enough to let us in. Something like that. I like the Unreal Engine in certain applications. It's good. In a game like this, I think it's great. There's currently a debate happening in the truck sim community about whether SCS should take their truck sims into Unreal Engine, and I'm not sure that that's really a good idea. I really like the way it looks running DirectX. I think it looks really good. It looks really strong. But you know. Again, I think it works for Unreal works for some things, not as well for others. But for this game, it's definitely the perfect fit. So I certainly enjoy it. But there are some things, there are a lot of things that the makers of this game definitely got right. And it took a while. It took quite a while for them to really kind of get their act together and get this game looking good. But I think they're definitely making progress. So, but yeah, as I said earlier, this is the team bus, football team bus DLC. Currently driving to a hotel that's very far away. In order to pick up my team, I think. I will say though, one of the things they definitely got right in this game was the AI traffic behavior. And as you just saw right there, one of the things that they didn't get very right was the steering input. I fiddled and fiddled and fiddled with with the settings in game and for my G27, and I've never really been able to get it right. It's been a bit of a struggle. So, but all in all, I mean, the realism is good. I'd say most of the buttons that you see on the dashboard here actually do something. There might be one or two that are there's a small handful that don't do anything, but for the most part they're very good. Yeah, but no, definitely the AI interactions that you have throughout the game, either with other vehicles or with AI humans, are I think are quite well done. They could have done with a few more AI human models. I think there's quite a bit of cloning that happens, which isn't it isn't the be all and end all of the game, but it definitely takes away from some of the realism, right? But again, that's kind of a minor issue. In the base game, it's it's all about just driving routes that you create, picking up passengers, letting passengers off, helping them buy tickets, stuff like that, making the stops on time. In this game, it's all about ferrying the football team to and from games. Additionally, though, you also have to worry about stuff like how full the toilet is, and keeping the bus stocked with groceries and snacks, and keeping the bus clean, keeping the bus in good shape maintenance wise. It keeps track of all this stuff, and and you have to go, and you have a budget that you have to work with, that you have to work in, and it's not a lot of money. I can tell you, when I first started playing with DLC, I got a little over ambitious, and just really kind of went over and above for the players, bought filled it with snacks, all that, filled it with the best snacks, really made sure that the bus was in tip-top shape, and I ran out of money. I always made sure that the bus had a full tank of gas, as soon as I got back from a trip. And yeah, I ran out of money pretty quick, and I had to plead with my boss to put some more money into the budget, which he did. After giving me a stern talking to. But on the realism scale, this game I think ranks quite high. I've never been a professional coach driver before, but I would imagine that these are all the things that a professional coach driver would have to worry about. So it really all does make sense, and it's a good amount of immersion. I really like all the immersion. So score is high there in my books, that's for sure. I can remember the excitement when this game was first announced. What was it, back in 2015, I think it was? And then the utter disappointment when people spent money on it and absolutely hated it. They thought it was the worst thing ever, just unfinished and just not very nice to play. And there's still a bit of that. I wouldn't say there's very much. I waited a couple of years before I bought the game I'd heard so many negative things about it that I just didn't think it was worth it. I think I bought it last year. So it's gone through a number of updates even since then. And it's definitely changed a lot since then. I mean, the map overlay in the bottom right corner of the screen, that's completely different than it was when when I first started playing the game. 100% different than it was when the game first came out. Definitely more. There it goes. Ooh. Yeah, I wouldn't call it the most stable game in the world. I have a decent system, a decent setup here. More than decent, I would say. If you see from my other videos, I have no problems running American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator, OMSI, things like that, spin tires. But I have troubles running this game. It'll stop like that and just kind of you can feel it thinking, what am I going to do next? And and if I pull the if I put the settings up to ultra, it gets even worse. So hence why everything is just a little blurry. But we survive. So, I mean, I guess a question that should be answered right now is, is this game worth buying? Some grass growing out of the road. Is this game worth buying? And I think the answer is yes. But it's not going to be for everybody. I can look past I can look past most of its flaws. Some people might not be able to do that, which is totally understandable. But no, I do think it's worth the money. I'm not sure what it's selling for on Steam at the moment, but I can't believe it's very much. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to try it out before you buy it, I would definitely do that. And I think that would be really worthwhile. Before you go spend the money on it. But no, I do think it's worth it. I do have a good time playing it. Definitely. Beautiful day out today. That's one thing I'll give this game. The scenery, the scenery in this game is just top notch. They did a really nice job with the scenery. It's very nice. Now the motion blur, I'm not sure what's causing that. It might be just the low settings. But the motion blur is a little weird. You can definitely see it. If the wipers get turned on. If I can remember how to do that. Which I can't seem to right now. But yeah, you can really see it when the wipers are going. Only game I've encountered that does that. I'm not entirely sure why. But it's a fun game. It's relaxing. I still won't call it the best simulator I've ever played, though. I would have to say that the best one I've ever played is ETS2, is Euro Truck. That's just a really well put together game, I think. And you know, and developers are, you know, SCS is for the most part always been on top of updates and things like that, and you know, being really present, being really present in the gameplay community. Is that on the road? The oil? I think I just drove right through it. But yeah, no, SCS they've just been really present in the community. You know, they really make an effort to make sure that, you know, that we as the player base know what they're doing. We know what's coming up. You know, we know that they're working. We know that they're always working hard on the game, and we always seem to be getting, you know, new content, which is nice. So. Now, American Truck, they've been a little slower on that. I think just, you know, running two big games like that, developing two big games like that takes a lot of work. So I don't really fault them for being slow. They've got a lot on their plates. They've done a nice job in both, that's for sure. Tunnel coming up. It's nice. That's one thing I don't understand about this game. And I recently watched another YouTuber review Fernbus, and it was an older model of Fernbus, but they haven't changed it in this model. Those random kinks in the road, I don't know why they're there. I've never seen that on any like this right here. Why is that there? No idea. You know, and there's no reduction in speed limit, right? I mean, you know, the speed limit's 120 for cars. You know, I wouldn't want to take that kink in the road at 120. You'd be dead. Even at 80, it's a bit of a stretch. You know, it almost looks like they were building the roads and they didn't quite line up, so they just kind of made them fit. It's a little strange. You know, something they still haven't addressed is the lack of AI in the in and around the bus stations. You know, there's static AI there, but there's nothing like a schedule of other buses, right? It would be really cool and really, I think, quite a lot more immersive for the player if if they had buses coming in and out of the bus terminals, loading up, all that good stuff. Loading up, letting passengers off, doing the same thing you're doing, but on a timetable, right? Something like OMSI, right? Where that system in OMSI is really quite advanced. Everything's on a schedule, and and they really stick to that schedule. It's so you can just sit there and watch as the AI go about completing that schedule. Train Sim World has done the same thing. With the added bonus that you can walk around and hop on and off different routes, and ride them on that schedule. So it can be done. It's not like it's impossible. It can definitely be done. Maybe that's coming. Who knows? I mean, unlike SCS, Aerosoft, for the most part, is pretty quiet about new updates to their games. They tend to keep silent on that. Right here, there's a kink in the road. You watch that guy. You went around there so fast. It's just a strange thing. Perilous journey of crossing 2 lanes of traffic. Because this is quite a long drive, I think I'm going to do this in 2 parts. So in just a minute here, I'm going to pull off, and we'll end this video here. We'll end this video there. Excuse me, and pick it up later on. Rest area here seems like a good place. 1,000 meters. gladly take advantage of. Look at that, perfect. Here we are. And shut that off. There we go. There is the bus. So we'll pick this up later on. This is the end of part 1. See you later in part 2. Thanks for watching. Bye.